name is Rachel and I'm here today to say some of the books that I'm hoping to read for Feminist Lit Feb. So this is a month-long readathon that Jane Lindsay hosts during February, and it's all about just trying to get to some feminist works of literature, which is exciting. I am going to be taking part in Cosyathon for the first 2 weeks of February as well, but a lot of the books that I'm choosing to read for that are like Anna Karenina, which I think is quite feminist, and there's same-sex representation in that and all that sort of stuff, so I think my TBR for that is already counting as a feminist. And then I have some other books that I'm hoping to get to in February, so I'm just going to get straight into it. First challenge is to read some feminist fiction. Now I have a few for this, I have a few for all of them actually, because it's hard to choose just one. But yes, the first one I've already started and definitely am hoping to finish during the Feminist Lit Feb, and that is The Power by Naomi Alderman. I am only 23 pages into this. I started it in January, but then I put it down. I put it down for the Winter Biannual Bibliothon because this wasn't one of the things I was planning to read for that. And then once I finished the Winter Biannual Bibliothon, I was just like not having a good week and decided to start rereading Red Rising because it's like one of my favourite things. So I did put this down, but I am hoping to pick it back up. It has a very interesting concept. It's all about women suddenly one day having the power to sort of attack people with electric out their hands, and it's all about how society changes once women are more empowered, basically. And I'm super excited for this one. It's very good so far, so definitely want to finish it. Then the next one I picked up from the library, and it is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I don't know that much about this. I know it's just about like a normal girl going about her life, and then it's about how it's good but then not good. Yeah, I really don't know that much. I've just heard some good things about this, and when I saw it in the library I thought may as well pick it up. And then the last one I'm really excited for and definitely hoping to read the first book of, and it is the Herland trilogy by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. I adore Charlotte Perkins Gilman. She's one of the most interesting women in history. I think she's just so cool, and this is a feminist dystopian trilogy that she wrote. So I'm going to read the back for the first one. The first one is Moving the Mountain, and it says, Moving Mountain delivers Gilman's programme for reforming society. She concentrates on measures of rationality and efficiency that could be instituted in her own time, largely with greater social cooperation, equal education and treatment for girls and boys, daycare centres for working women, and other issues still relevant a century later. Which doesn't actually sound like dystopian, that just sounds like something we should have anyway. Yeah, I know this trilogy tackles sort of all of that, and then later tackles like having just a female society without men and how that doesn't work either, and how we actually need equality between the sexes. So I'm super excited for this, and I'm just hoping to read the first one, which is just over 100 pages. So I think I should definitely get to this one, and I'm super excited for it. The next challenge is to read a book of feminist non-fiction. Again, have a few choices. The first one is one that I'm ashamed I haven't read, and you can call yourself a feminist anyway, but I just feel like I shouldn't be saying I'm a feminist till I've read it. And it is A Vindication for the Rights of Women by Mary Wollstonecraft. This is basically the first big academic feminist setting out of feminist ideas, basically, and I've always wanted to read it. I've had it for ages and just not picked it up. I think it's because the writing's quite small, but the book is like 120 pages, so I have no excuse, and I am really hoping to get to this month. Mary Wollstonecraft is an amazing woman. Her daughter is Mary Shelley, which is just like, what? That family is just crazy. And yeah, I'm so excited for this. I'm really hoping to get to it. And in the same vein as that, I also have A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, which I really want to get to. I don't understand how I've not read this yet. This is only 130 pages, so again, would be quite easy to get to. And yeah, I would just really like to. This is like a non-fiction essay about women and having their own space for creativity and things like that. So excited for this one. And then the last one I have, again, sad that I've not read. I'm not ashamed of not having read these. Like, I'm 23. I'm not going to have read everything in the world yet. However, like, this one particularly bugs me, is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. I studied a lot of German history at school, and I did a lot of it at college as well, and we did a lot about the Holocaust. And I always meant to read this, and I didn't, and I just want to read this, like, not even for a feminist thing, I just want to read it in general anyway. So yeah, I think this would be really, really cool to read this month. Obviously, this is Anne Frank's diary, so I'm really hoping to get to this one. And this has an introduction by Ellie Wiesel, who also has done a sort of memoir of her time during the Holocaust. So I think it will be quite interesting to read that as well. So they are my non-fiction picks. So the third challenge is read an Own Voices book, and for this I'm hoping to read If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. This is about somebody who is trans. It is a trans female, I think, and basically she has gone through everything, been through her operation and everything like that, and then moves to a new school where nobody knows that she is trans. And then she falls in love with someone, I think, and she's kind of not sure whether she should tell them. She doesn't really want to tell anyone. Does she have a responsibility to tell them? Which I think is a really, really interesting topic, actually. So I'm really excited to get to this. And Meredith Russo herself is trans, and so, yeah, that's why this is on Voices. And I'm super excited for it, and it's quite short, and I feel like contemporaries are quite fast to read. I might try and pick this up during Cozy-a-thon because I'm guessing it'll be romancy. But yeah, to have that one. The fourth challenge is to read a book written by a black woman or someone who is black and non-binary gender fluid. For this, I've just picked someone with a different ethnicity to myself, not specifically black, just because this is the book that I really, really wanted to read. And it is I Am Malala, the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban. And it's by Malala Yousafzai, and she is from Pakistan, I think? Yes, she is from Pakistan. This is basically about her education. She fought to be educated in her country, and then members of the Taliban walked into her classroom one day and shot her point blank in the face. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. And this is basically like her memoir about that, and I think then about coming to be someone who works for educational rights for women, which is fantastic and a great thing to read during Feminist Lit Feb for me, so I'm going to be picking that one up. And then number 5 is Feminist Freebie, ask for recommendations or just read anything you want that's a piece of feminist literature. This is kind of a mix. The first one isn't really feminist in any way, shape or form, but I'm just already reading it, and it is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I'm already like 91 pages into this, so I will be finishing it. But it's by a woman, so we're going to take that as meaning it's feminist. And then the other two I have is Jane Austen's Lady Susan. I've nearly finished The Beautiful Cassandra and been really enjoying that. This is the next one I want to read in my Jane Austen like year of reading. And then the other feminist freebie that I have is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I've still never read this, which is not great, but I'm hoping to get to it this year. So yeah, I have this one. This is like a feminist dystopian where women, there are like certain women who are handmaids, and they basically like the child bearers, and so they are used for sex, basically, I think. And yeah, this sounds good, obviously. And then other things that I have is that I listen to audiobooks quite a lot, and so the audiobooks I'm going to be picking from this month are probably going to be Molly's Game by Molly Bloom. Obviously there's a film coming out of this, which I'm really excited to watch, but I think her memoir is going to be really, really interesting as well. And the other one that they have, which I don't think I'm going to read, but I really would like to, is The Mysteries of Udolpho by Anne Radcliffe. So obviously I mentioned my Jane Austen reading, and one thing I already know, I've read Northanger Abbey before, and she satirically alludes to Gothic works of that time, and one person she alludes to a lot is Anne Radcliffe, and that is someone she's reading a lot, and she mentions The Mystery of Udolpho in the book, and I think it would be really cool to read that before I read Northanger Abbey. However, the audiobook is 30 hours long, so I'm not sure. But I think that would be a really cool one to get to, so I might try and read that this month, so that then when I read Northanger Abbey, probably in March, I'll get a little bit more from it, which will be pretty cool. So yes, I think that's all the books that I'm hoping to read. Obviously I will probably pick up different things as well, because I'm just a bit of a mood reader, but that is what I'm hoping for anyway. If you are taking part in Feminist Lit Feb, let me know down below what books you are planning to read, or the Cozy-a-thon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!